Hello everyone, my name is Ben Golash with New England Low Vision and Blindness, and today we're going to take a look at the new eSight Go. The eSight Go is what we would consider an open system wearable. This means that it fits on the user's head just as regular sunglasses would, making the weight much lighter and much more comfortable than comparable wearables. The eSight Go has a 45-degree viewing angle, which means that you get 45 degrees of your vision that is going through the screen. So the screens are fairly small in front of your eyes, and it's a very comfortable viewing situation. Any wearable is designed for distance viewing. So this is designed for watching TV, going out and about, going to the movie theaters, going to a play. This is really designed for distance viewing. I almost compare it to digital binoculars. So it's not designed for reading pieces of paper, although some people can do that. It's primarily designed for distance viewing. Starting off with what is included in the eSight Go package, we have this wonderful hard shell case that it comes with. So if you're going to do any traveling with the eSight Go, you would place all of the components in this case. The unit itself is comprised of the glasses that is attached by a USB-C cord to this battery that goes around your neck. So this style allows for an increased battery life, which is about 5 hours. And it also decreases the size of the actual wearable glasses. Like I said before, this is attached by a USB-C, which can be detached. And all of the charging for the battery is done through that USB-C. On the battery itself, it's a flexible battery, so this would be placed around the user's neck. And it's very comfortable, right? This is a 5-hour battery that just fits around your neck and sits there as you use the device. On the back of the battery, we have this rubberized button that does two different functions. The first function is it will show us how much battery life is available in the battery with these green lights that appear on the device itself. So there's 4 different lights. Obviously, if you have 4 lights, green lights, that means that you have full battery, and if you have 1, then you have less than 25% battery life. The second function of this button is to wake up the battery. So if I was using the eSight Go and I wasn't putting any inputs into the device, after a little bit of time, the device would go to sleep to preserve the battery life. To turn on the device, I would have to press this button on the battery to wake up the battery, and then press the power button on the unit itself. Moving on to the glasses, these are extremely light glasses, so it's very similar in style to a regular pair of sunglasses. You would place them on your head like this, and they're extremely light. They have a really nice, comfortable design. The nose piece is adjustable, so it comes with a variety of nose pieces that will change the height of the screens in accordance to your eyes. So I have the medium size on right now. To remove that, you simply just slide that out and it clips out of the device. Or you can spread it out and it has little metal pieces in there that essentially keep it in place to wherever we adjust it to. On each arm of the device, we have a couple of buttons on the right side, and on the left side, we have the input for the USB-C that is attached to the battery. On the left side as well, we have the power button. On the device itself, we have a variety of buttons that are located on the frame. But people primarily will use the remote that is included in the package to change the magnification, the settings. All of that can be done with the remote itself, in addition to using the buttons on the device. On the left side, we have the power input. It is indicated with this big arrow here on the side of the device. So this is where the USB-C cord would connect from the battery into the glasses, providing the glasses with power. In front of that, we also have the power button. So if I were to plug these in, they're going to automatically turn on. If they go to sleep, again, we have to push that button on the back of the battery and then the button here on the front to turn them on. On the right side, we have the buttons that would adjust the magnification and settings for the device. The button up front is a quick setting switcher. So this will switch it in between zooming, contrast settings, as well as tilt, which we'll get into in a second. Going further back, we have a rocker button, which is designed for changing the magnification or any of the settings that you can switch with the front button here. Lastly, we have what I would consider a home button, which will let us know how much battery life we have to the device, as well as if it's connected to Wi-Fi. An amazing feature for the eSight Go is using it with the app. So the app is going to allow you to connect to Wi-Fi, as well as share what the device is seeing with people around you, which is great for training purposes, and in this case, for showing you what the image looks like in the eSight Go. So when you first open the app, you are going to be greeted with this screen here, which will be asking you to connect the device from the eSight Go. So when you first open the app, you will be greeted with this screen, which is going to prompt us to connect our eSight Go. So I'm going to do that now by plugging in the battery with the angled USB-C cable. Once I plug it in, I'm going to put the battery around my neck, and then I'm going to plug it into the glasses on the left side here, indicated by that big arrow. Once I plug that in, it's going to turn on automatically. This will allow us to press the connect button on the app, which will then connect it to the phone. Once I'm connected on the phone, we have two separate options. We can connect with Wi-Fi, which our device already is connected. To do that, all I need to do is type in the username and password of the Wi-Fi we choose to use. Next, we can share your view, which I'm going to click now, which will then prompt us on our glasses to allow the connection or not. So I'm going to press the select. Now that we're connected to the app, you are able to see what the eSight Go is showing me. In my opinion, the eSight Go image is really sharp. It's one of the sharpest images for an open system wearable that I've personally experienced. The eSight Go is also using image stabilization, which means if I move my head, it reduces the amount of movement that my eyes are seeing. I personally get a little bit dizzy when I'm using wearables, and the eSight Go is really good if that is the case for you. I find for myself that the eSight Go decreases the amount of motion sickness that I experience. To orient you on the remote itself, which most of the controls that you will be using for the device are going to be on the remote, we have a couple of buttons here on the top. The one on the left is a find feature. So pressing and holding this will zoom out and give us this box. So keeping and holding that, this is going to allow us to find what we want to view, and then releasing it will bring us back to the magnification that we were at. The button to the right is the Bluetooth button. So this is just the connector button when you initially connect the remote to the glasses. A little bit lower, we have the quick switcher button. So this is analogous to the button that's up here on the device, where if I press this, it's going to switch in between zoom, contrast filters, tilt. When I press this, we're in contrast. And then when I press the up or down arrow, it's going to change the contrast setting. All of the commands that you do for this device will be audibly said out loud to you, so you know exactly what's going on in your device. Pressing this again will bring up the color filter. Once the color filter is selected, I can press through the up and down arrow and select what color filter works best for me. Color filters are designed for reading, so if you're gonna go and read any signs or any paperwork, which these aren't technically designed for, the color filters can make that a little bit easier. Pressing the quick switcher again, we'll go to volume, so you're able to increase the volume or mute the volume, whatever you prefer. Going one more time, we're gonna go to tilt. So tilt is a really neat feature. It will automatically tilt the camera down so that we are looking forward, but the camera is looking down at the table or our feet. This makes it really comfortable for reading documentation, maybe doing arts and crafts, or anything that you would need to view anything below your line of sight. To adjust the tilt, I'm going to just press the up and down arrow, which will adjust the angle of the camera.
Tilt 0, tilt minus, tilt minus, tilt minus, tilt minus, tilt minus 4.
The maximum is tilt minus 4, which when I'm looking straight on, it's about a 45-degree angle looking down from my line of sight. To bring this tilt back to normal, I'm just going to press the up arrow.
Tilt minus, tilt 0.
So now I'm at tilt 0, which is the normal tilt or the normal field of view. Going back to the quick switcher, I'm going to press it again, and we're at zoom. So the zoom feature is going to be the most changed feature for most users. Once I'm in the zoom feature, I'm going to use the up and down arrow to zoom in and zoom out.
See my keyboard.
The maximum zoom is 24, which for most wearables is going to be extremely hard to read anything with. I'm zoomed in currently on the clock, and the image stabilization makes it a little bit easier for me to track around the clock and see what time it is. To zooming out, I'm just going to press and hold the down arrow. Wow. That's going to zoom us all the way down to 1. Now, in addition to the volume that we can change within the glasses, we can also change the volume with this rocker button here on the remote.
Volume time. Volume figure.
Pressing up and down will increase and decrease the volume. Now the button here on the bottom is going to be our home button. So pressing that, we're going to be greeted with our battery life as well as if we're connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, so that does it for the eSight Go. I would say it's a fairly simple device when it comes to the user interface. There's a bunch of features that you can switch, like the tilt and the contrast and the brightness, but mostly people are going to use the zoom feature for their everyday adjustment. Once you get this device into a place that you like it, you can just keep it there and it won't change if you turn it on or turn it off. In my experience, eSight Go has an extremely clear image for an open wearable. I was really surprised when we got this for the first time and I put it on for both the comfortability of wearing as well as the image quality for the magnification. The image stabilization does a really wonderful job of keeping that image stable when you're looking out at a high magnification and you're trying to maybe read a sign or look at a monument or looking at anything. That image stabilization really keeps it nice and straight, which allows you to view at a higher magnification. Well, thank you for watching. Please check out our website, which will be linked down in the description. There'll be a link to the eSight Go as well. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a good day.